I hope that all of you who joined us yesterday were able to reflect on what we learned from the different sessions, and especially from the documentary that left, I think, all of us contemplating the journey of walking El Camino de Santiago in Spain. I know it has for me. As a brief reintroduction, I am Lisa Carbajo, and I am the Executive Director of the Office of International Education at Miami-Dade College. This is our second day of our first virtual El Camino, a Humble Journey workshop, focused on human rights and how it relates to El Camino de Santiago in Spain. And with that, I would like to invite Dr. Gonzalez to begin with her opening remarks of the day. Thank you, Dr. Gonzalez, again for being here.
Thank you, Lisa. I really appreciate the opportunity, and thank you for that very, very, very kind introduction. That was really nice. It started off my day in a great way, so thank you. Welcome to all of you, to our students, who I just commend you for sticking with something despite the disappointment of not being able to do it physically. I think that speaks so highly of you for really being tenacious and wanting to learn in whichever way that you could about this humble journey. So congratulations and thank you to you students. I'd also like to welcome and thank our international guest speakers from Spain and Brazil today, Mr. Amaral, Dr. Solano Fernandez Sordo, and Dr. Pereira Martinez. So thank you very much for being with us. We really appreciate it. I also want to mention and thank Mrs. Begonia Panea Lopez and Ms. Valerie Alvarez Jean-Petit. Hopefully I said your name correctly in terms of the Valerie, so I see your accent, from Where is Asturias, Spain. So thank you so much for supporting this program and making it come alive in this virtual environment. I want to also thank our long-standing partners from the International Solidarity for Human Rights, Ms. Sanchez Vegas and Ms. Sasha, for their great support and partnership and just showing how people who are dedicated to something can really make a difference. So thank you for that. You have all heard, I think, from time to time that MDC is democracy's college, and so a focus on human rights is our responsibility, is our obligation. If you're going to have a banner like that, then you have to put action behind it. And learning experiences like this are exactly that. It's actions towards a noble purpose.
Well, I'm going to present her, Dr. Nuria Pereira Martinez. She's right now in Santiago de Compostela, president of Campus Estelae, European Institute in Santiago de Compostela, A Coruña, Spain. Campus Estelae is a pioneer in the training of experts in the European Union, domestic violence, human rights, and international protocol. Dr. Pereira Martinez studied law and specialized in legal medicine and criminology at the University of Santiago de Compostela, where she also studied psychology, criminology, and public security, and became expert on graphology and document examination. She completed her education at the University of Oxford, where she studied criminology and terrorism, and in Cambridge, where she studied graphology at the British Institute of Graphologists. Regarding her postgraduate education, she became expert on protocol and heraldry at the Open University Prince of Asturias Foundation. She has an MA in European Union, an MA in New Technologies Law, and an MA in Domestic Violence. With you, bienvenida, Doctora Nuria Pereira Martinez.
I read the mobile, and now I connect the camera, okay?
Okay.
Okay. It's working, okay. Still really stressed with my audio. So, a few minutes ago, I was just in the big green garden park, Central Park of Santiago, the line of the new town and the old town. So we can speak and talk along these 20 minutes, and you will see how pilgrims arrive to Santiago. to the cathedral. A few centuries ago, in these houses that you can see over there, it was a very big wall, about 6 or more meters higher. And from here, we are arriving to the Central Park, La Alameda. The Queen Urraca was the first queen in Europe, and she was the one who tried and who discovered the actual Camino de Santiago, because she has as brother-in-law the Pope Calixto. Did you hear about the Pope Calixto? Yeah, it was very famous because 5 years ago, somebody takes the Codice, and it's the oldest book about the Camino. Okay, and the name of Codice Calixtinus comes because it was the Pope Calixto, the one who decided to write the first book or guidebook of the Camino de Santiago. So many other books will appear in the history of the Camino. And now we just can see the famous and beautiful views from the cathedral. On the first here, where is my finger, the two towers, okay? But behind these two towers, it is the authentic and oldest cathedral, the cathedral that so many people call the cathedral of the end of the world. In the back here, in this point where is my finger, it's the treasure tower. The queen comes with the head of Santiago, the Apostle Santiago, and so many other famous objects in the Christian period, okay? Because you know, there are 3 holy places all around the world from Christians. Is Rome with the Vatican, it's Jerusalem, and the third place it's here in Santiago de Compostela. That's the reason, because I told you that all this movement and all these places is important in the history, because one woman, a woman who fight against the power of so many medieval and famous men. So now we are going to cross to the old town, where pilgrims and where the old visitors are so many queens and kings arrive to Santiago. In fact, the place that we are going on, I can change the camera, okay? So you can imagine how pilgrims can see the cathedral of the end of the world. This year, the main architect of the cathedral is working and open doors in the cathedral. It's an archaeological discovery of new places that never before were opened. The sculpture of the Queen Alfonso, and here it is, the old University of Santiago, the feelings, the emotions. That's the real Camino de Santiago. That's the sense, no? And here is the street of the Queen. This is architecture with arcs is very typical, you know, from Santiago. So in the street, you can go under the arcs. Is this a small chapel? This is small church. And here is Fonseca, the university, the oldest university in Spain. The Obradoiro Square, that actually people say is the square of the big hugs. Hugs means abrazo, no? Here we are. When people arrive, here we are. A lot of remembers, no? Yeah, it's really beautiful. And here, normally, in a day as today, this is full of people, you know, you remember. To the corners and people singing, dancing. Yesterday, it was very nice when a French woman in the video talked about the dance during the Camino, singing and dancing, like this movement, no? It's beautiful. Here is the meeting point of and for pilgrims. A really great experience because, well, I say that I never do the Camino. I live at the end of the Camino. But in our office, European Institute, Campus Estele, do you remember in the hall, in the entrance, we have a service to help pilgrims, okay? And during 2 or 3 years, we were receiving pilgrims and sharing the experience, people crying, people, as you say, with no religion, as agnostic or from any part of the world, from the east, the west, the north and south, from Japan, from Scotland, from America. It's incredible. And all of them share with us and cry and give you hug because it's, there are a lot of reasons of to do the Camino, no? Is the hospital. Actually, it's a very famous hotel that we call in Spain Parador. Here is the residence of students of the theological school. Now, tatan, tatan, tatan. 1, 2, 3. Here we are. Quintana Square.
That is beautiful.
And the Holy Door.
Dr. Martinez, this has been amazing. I mean, this has been you transporting us there and taking the walk and taking the tour for us. We really, really appreciate it. I mean, you know, like I said, when we were thinking virtual and we were thinking, okay, how do we do this? You really, between the documentary and and the professor that spoke earlier, and you really allowing yourself to walk and give us that experience has just been, you know, I think very impactful for the students and for all of us. And
but wait a minute.
yes.
And here on the back is my office, Campus Estelae, and your office also, and your home. Would you like to see the plaque of the human rights? Because I can go inside the cathedral, but we can do it another day. Campus Estele. And come with me. Now, questions, please. My English not so good.
That is the route to human rights, our project in the primitive way, Camino de los Derechos Humanos, the route to human rights. We were hoping to unveil with you students 9 plaques before the pandemic, but we will be there. I'm sure every one of you will be there with us the next Camino next year. And thank you, thank you.
And that plaque over there, Article 30.
Article 30, no one can take away my rights.
Yes,
Wonderful.
and you need to fight for it as the Queen Urraca.
Definitely need to wrap it up, but you know, again, it was beyond our expectation. It exceeded our expectation, Dr. Pereira Martinez. We really appreciate it, and we really look forward to going next year and having that opportunity to get to know the El Camino, to meet you, to learn more from you, and trust that you have a home at Miami-Dade College, and that we look forward to collaborating further with you, and we really appreciate your time that you took really to take us on this journey. Thank you so much on behalf of all of the students, on behalf of Miami-Dade College and all of the professors. Thank you so much.
Thank you.